rising crime, poverty, issues in my own country. But today we're talking about it. Yes, we're gonna talk about it. Ain't nobody wants to open their mouth, but we don't speak out. At the Youth Zone, searching for solutions for the issues in our nation. That's the only way we know that we can make it. It's going down. At the Youth Zone, we may be young, but we're the next generation, and we're here to save our nation. Oh, at the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Youth Zone. Ever done something before that you regret it? How about it was so horrible that you wish you could reverse the hand of time and just plain do it again? Or for that matter, never do it again at all.
It kind of reminds me of a love song that says, go ahead, Mr. Watson.
If I could turn back their hands of time, then darling, you would be mine.
No, but seriously, it's the real deal. I can't tell you how many times I wish I had a do-over moment or at least 30 more seconds to really think about my choices before having made it. I know so many young people whose lives were changed forever just because of a wrong split-second decision.
Very true.
Wow, that's pretty deep. I feel you though. I think nowadays young people are afraid of making decisions because of possible mistakes. Mahatma Gandhi once said that freedom is not really worth having if it doesn't include the freedom of making mistakes. I think we should have boldness and drive our lives without the fear of hitting a pothole or two. And let's face it, in this country, there are a whole lot of potholes.
Very, very, very interesting. Oh boy, that's cute. Well, both of you have come up with some pretty interesting suggestions and comments in today's show, and that's exactly what we're talking about on this show today. We're actually talking about if I had a second chance to do something and then do it again, what would I do? Would I do it over? Would I do it not again at all? What exactly would I do with that second chance if I could do something again?
Right, our discussion begins and we come right back.
Take a look.
Woo!
I haven't really made any decisions that have drastically affected my life in which I'd want to go back and change it. If you don't have no regrets, you have not lived.
You sound like you have a lot of regrets in life.
I did some people wrong. I mistreated them. I didn't do what the godly thing was.
Everyone makes mistakes. You're only human.
Yeah.
We don't speak out at the Youth Zone, searching for solutions for the issues in our nation. That's the only way we know that we can make it. It's going down at the Youth Zone. To save our nation. Oh, at the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone.
So we're talking about having a second chance to do some things over. How do you feel about this issue, and how has it affected you? To find out what you have to say, our social media correspondent, Hallie Bo, has this week's responses. Hallie?
Thanks, guys. We're always excited to hear from you on our topic of the week. And boy, didn't we get some interesting responses. Let's take a look. This week's question of the week is, if you had a chance to redo a mistake of the past, how would you redo it? Mrs. Anderson says, I've wasted a lot of time, which is one of my biggest mistakes. I would redo that mistake by prioritizing my time, investing my time, and working with my time. Because when it's gone, it can never be retrieved. Erica Sweeting says, one of my biggest mistakes was jumping to conclusions when my friends and I were in an argument. I would redo that mistake by listening to her perspective of the story to give her a fair chance. And then Shanae says, I think everybody would redo something if they had the chance. But the fact remains that you can't change things in the past. It doesn't make sense pouring energy into a situation that's long gone. If you apply the mentality that whatever negative can be turned into a positive, you'll go further in life than if you sat and dwelled on what you could have been. So we want to hear from you. Stay tuned to our social media sites on Twitter at the YouthZone242, Instagram at the YouthZone242, and Snapchat the Youth Zone. And don't forget our Facebook page, the Youth Zone. View our question of the week and send us a 20-second video of your opinion. That's our social media report for this week, and back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Hallie. Well, it's time to turn up the heat, if we could go any higher than this. There's still the life of the party and the music. Y'all stealing my thunder every week. We're talking about our TYZ panel. Welcome back another week, guys. How y'all doing? So, the mystery question. If you could change and have a second chance to do something you did before, would you change it? What would you do differently? What say you?
Me, I don't feel like I have much to change, since any decision I have had or have made has made me a better person in the long run. So I haven't really made any decisions that have drastically affected my life in which I'd want to go back and change it.
Really?
All right.
Well, I mean, I feel a bit differently. Some things I wish I didn't do.
Yeah.
Like certain actions that I treat, like how I treated people in the past. Like,
How was that?
you know,
Full disclosure.
in my life, you know, I did some people wrong.
Okay.
I mistreated them. I didn't do what the godly thing was, and it really affected me and how I look at myself. So those decisions really affected. They changed me too. So those regrets, they helped me. They changed me, and I just pray now that I continue to grow. You know.
All right. All right.
Oh wow! I mean, based
Yeah.
on,
Amen, sister.
but to
I
be honest,
also-
based on what she has to say,
All right.
I must say I would love to be her friend, because to me, I feel as though if you don't have no regrets, you have not lived. You're boring. I don't want to be your friend. You can't tell me
what
nothing
kind of
interesting
regrets
about yourself.
You sound like you have a lot of regrets in life.
You talking about
Hey, I'm not talking about me.
Oh.
But I do have regrets, mind you.
Okay.
I can give you a little insight on one of
Go
them.
ahead.
Tell us,
Please do. Do tell.
Choose carefully.
It has. Ooh, you put me on the spot, but it has a lot to do with my ex-girlfriend.
She keeps coming up. Go ahead.
It had a lot to do with her. It had a lot to do with a decision, a Facebook decision, a Facebook post, where it just went out of control. We were just at it on Facebook.
What you
and
just- what you
persons
read on
were
one of the
just
timeline?
Private
watching.
message.
What you post on someone else's timeline?
I
I don't know your business. I don't know your business.
well, it has something to do with a song.
What's the song?
No, the artist's name was Wale by Bad. It had to do with a.
Educate us, older people. It's a sexual song?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
But I can't. I don't want to go further.
So you regret putting that post up?
Oh yes, I did.
Why? What happened as a result of it?
Well, because it showed, it just brought out all of that inside our relationship that person wasn't supposed to see. She took it the wrong way. Mind you now, the post really wasn't about our relationship. But
Right.
People, the perception gave that.
yes.
Did she like that?
No.
Like what you did? Did it cost your relationship?
Yes.
That's why you
I
keep things
understand.
private messages.
Understand. So if you had a chance, 5 more seconds before you hit that send button, you would have not hit that send button.
I still would have hit that send button.
It's your post.
Go ahead.
Anyways, I also have a lot of regrets because I wasn't really wise back then. Well, I still not wise now, but I'm 14. But I thought you solve everything with violence. So you knock my cupcake out my hand, I knock your face off. So that's how it is. And then I always, if someone look at me weird, a scissors or some type of box will come your way because why you looking at me like that?
Oh, you crazy?
But I mean, and I got in trouble so much till they labeled me as the big bad wolf.
Oh, wow.
You wonder why?
I wonder why, because I assume I'm
Just stop looking at you
defending
funny.
myself. And now I try to clean up my act. I get good grades. I be like, good morning, good afternoon. I tell the people, good morning. They would look at me some type of way. So I trying.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. People tend to label you by the decisions of your past. Like you make one
Yes.
mistake, you know, and they kind of, especially in the
And
Bahamas,
that's who you are?
That's who you
For the
are
rest
for
of
the
your life.
rest of your life.
Okay, so is that wrong though? If you throw complete psycho on something in a situation, and we now see you come back weeks later or months later to an event, should we not think we should be careful what she's going to do?
But in
Is
most
that wrong
times,
to
no,
say, you
people
know?
don't be psycho. Sometimes, okay, if I pop off one time, right? Okay, one time on the youth zone, I freak
time
out.
you
You
pop
know?
off.
Okay, I shouldn't be defined. 27 years later into my career, this one episode on this one show shouldn't make
Girl,
my entire
How many
life.
times have people taken photos in their young childhood days, and when they become some international beauty queen or some executive or something,
that girl,
then,
what an
then,
ex-friend.
then it comes back to haunt you because of what you've done. You cannot erase your. I mean, it's not that you can erase your past, but the memories are there for people, especially social media. You can't get rid of that. It's there. It's
Mr.
there. And it
Watson,
stays
I
there.
believe that sometimes as youth we don't really think about what we do, and mistakes that we make now today can alter the way our life
Of course,
goes on.
I totally agree. I totally
Because
agree.
if we have one bad relationship with our family and friends, it causes us to become bitter. If we break up in this relationship and that person treats us wrong, we think that everybody's going to treat us that way.
And also, if you treat me bad in a relationship and we break up and
Everybody
you were
gonna
bitter,
know.
everybody gonna know you bitter, honey. Like I'm telling everybody, don't date that person. They bitter.
They're gonna subtweet you,
Yeah.
post a Facebook post
Yeah.
about you.
Going back to what Elsie said, I think people forget that everyone makes mistakes. You're only human.
Yeah.
And you know, I've made a few mistakes in my life that I've regretted, and I wouldn't tell them on the show, but you know, usually I would also always tell myself that everyone makes mistakes. That I am a positive person. All good things come to an end, and bad things do come to an end. And I never dwell on what that mistake was because it could leave me feeling
So that
depressed.
could be
a
like
five-step
an
counseling
excuse
class.
though, because
Yes.
you could just say that I
I've-
can make mistakes, so that's your excuse, and you could do whatever you want. You know, hey,
Benji-
mistakes is just a part of
Benji,
life.
you literally just said that we must embrace life, and every decision that we make, we just have to risk it to get the biscuit.
Wow. All right.
You know,
Hold on to that thought right there, Sophie.
When we come back, our discussion intensifies. Stay close, you're in the youth zone. Woo!
I feel if I had made a different decision, I personally probably wouldn't have gotten the wisdom that I attained from that situation today.
A situation came up where I now have a scholarship, 100% scholarship. So now I have a second chance. I have a second chance, and like now, I'm not gonna let anything take that away from me because I know the importance of it. What you? I didn't cry.
Live every moment with eternity in mind, because for some people the second chance never comes back.
Speak out at the youth zone. Searching for solutions for the issues in our nation. That's the only way we know that we can make it. It's going down at the youth zone. Let us save our nation. Oh, at the youth zone. You are now in the youth zone.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're talking about second chances and to make a different decision. Joining us, we have the group Pen and Tongue to share their opinion on this issue.
Welcome, guys. Great to have you. Lachey, the head of course of
Hi.
the organization. I know later on in the show we're going to find out more about your organization, but we thought it would be good to have you can join in this discussion with us, really about second chances. And I don't know if any of you have ever had that experience before where you've made a decision and you wish, boy, if I only could make that decision again, I'll do it
Yeah.
differently. Anybody had those experiences before? Lachey?
Well, I personally don't have that experience, because for me, like one of the young ladies said over here, she said that it's the wisdom that came with it. I feel if I had made a different decision, I personally probably wouldn't have gotten the wisdom that I attained from that situation today. So I don't regret anything that I've done, but I look at it as me being stronger and wiser.
How then do we steer young people and say, well, listen, you know, think, pause, that last few seconds could be the difference between a decision. A young person deciding whether or not to say yes to sex or whatever. Do we tell them, well, you know, experience it, go through the emotion, and then learn from it afterwards?
It'll make you wiser.
It'll make you wiser.
Might have a child. AIDS, you know.
Yeah. I mean, how do we get young people to understand that that decision could cost you?
Okay, so with that, it's like you get wisdom, but oftentimes we don't talk about the situations that came after that decision that often drive us to learn this wisdom. So when we have these things that we say we don't regret it because they made us a better person, we also fail to mention that the steps that followed after we make this decision. So it's just really thinking about it, not say in that matter, but in a whole perspective of it.
To add to what he's saying, when you do something, it's sometimes you have to learn from the mistakes of others. I feel like it's very wise to watch how other people do things, so you don't have to go. You don't have to be depressed and have 10 million boyfriends and go on crack. And you know the effects and the consequences of that. So learn from the mistakes of others.
I think that's the problem with a lot of our young people. We don't want to learn. We want, I have to experience it for myself. I have to go down this road myself.
Just because
the road like that for somebody else might not be as bad as the road as is for you.
That's true, because dumb people learn from their own mistakes. Smart people learn from other people's mistakes.
So I like that.
And
that's me.
And they make actions to avoid making that same mistake. That's what I think.
True. Anybody believe you get a second chance at life to do something again?
Yes.
I changed my ways. I learned from my mistakes. I cleaned up, and right now, I'm one of the smartest.
You cleaned up so nicely. Look at you.
Right now, I'm one of the I would say the nicest. Is one of the sweetest, and you would say the kindest person.
We're still gonna keep you away from the nice. You wanted to make a point.
Yeah, I wanted to say, once is a mistake, twice is a decision. So it's like once you do it once, as long as you have life, you have a second opportunity, a second chance to do better. Like she said, she went to a whole new school. If she went to that new school and still was the same violent person that don't need no scissors, then we know that that's a habit.
True.
I think a point we also have to talk about too is the whole aspect of, yes, there is a second chance, but you don't know how the second chance will come. True. And so we have to live every moment with eternity in mind, because for some people the second chance never comes back. Because as she was talking, I thought about Samson and the way he had to die. He had a purpose. Right. But because of his decision, that chance didn't come back. He did it, but he wasn't able to enjoy the fruit of it. And so as young people, we have to think, because the mentality that we have sometimes is, well, I can make up for it later. I could get saved when I get older. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of people grew up thinking that way, but they end up dying. So it's not to scare you, but think of your purpose as long as you're living in purpose, because God will turn everything for our good to they who love him and who are called according to his purposes. And so when we live in purpose, you always live with intentionality.
And I totally agree with your statement, because I had a situation in high school, you're not really strong-minded. So I had friends, didn't lead me on the right road or anything. So I was on a scholarship, getting a scholarship for track and field to go off inside Florida. Minding my friends, going partying, skipping class, doing this, doing that. Totally, the scholarship just drifted away. And my mom sat me down. She was like, you have to choose your friends wisely. Not knowing, I'm saying, she don't know what she's talking about. She just talking to herself. I sat down one day and I actually prayed about it, because I really wanted that scholarship, even though I didn't get it. Oh, God is so good. Everything happens for a reason. That opened my eyes. I ended my friends. I started to hang out with the not really popular, but the kids used to get the A's in academics, arts, academic science, and that teached me really how to just have a strong mind and everything. The decisions you make could either make you or break you.
Mm-hmm. Good point. That's awesome.
I had an opportunity right after school. I had the chance to go to COB, and I had the 75% bursary, the scholarship. So I didn't really take COB serious, and I just quit. If I couldn't understand a class, I would just walk into class and be like, I don't understand this teacher. People getting on my nerves. And I lost the scholarship, and it's now 2015, and I'm still not in school. But a situation came up where I now have a scholarship, 100% scholarship. So now I have a second chance. I have a second chance, and now I'm not gonna let anything take that away from me, because I know the importance of it. I didn't cry. I know the importance of it, and I just wish in 2013 if I took that more serious. But now I'm just gonna oh man, I'm so glad that we make mistakes though, because if I didn't make that mistake, I wouldn't know how serious it would have been in my life.
I agree with you and Ashwana, because I think a lot of times in life you have to do self-reflection. If that happens every day or a week or so, I think you should do a self-reflection and say, Lord, is this really what I should do? Is this the path for me? I think that's really good, and a lot of times people don't do that, and that's why they end up in situations like this.
Good point. But the hardest thing about a mistake is getting up from
Yeah.
that mistake. And if you can only get up from that mistake, then you have a second chance to do it again.
And don't dwell
There
on the
are
past.
do-overs. You don't dwell on it.
Don't dwell on
you
it.
build on it.
Yeah.
You build on
That's
it.
your true testament right there on whether or not you would actually make it in life.
Wow.
When you are able to recover from such a huge mistake, it's awesome.
I think for all of us, I'll give this the last line, and that simply is, we've got to remember that we all can't predict what our life will take us. Sometimes we go through hurdles that we never even expect to even face. And we end them and wondering, how am I going to get out of this? How am I going to do this again? But we find at the end of the day that a little bit of strength keeps you and gives you the ability to overcome. And I think that it taught all of us, I would say, that even in the mistakes that we've made in the past, that because of wisdom, we're able to build on those and chart ourselves toward a positive future. And I think that so many young people in this country are doing that. They're taking a bad situation and not just mellowing in that bad situation or wallowing in that bad situation, but they're taking that bad situation and turning it around for something good. And when you do that, you will find out that it will lead you to a story's end that gives people the ability to be able to move forward when they hear your testimony of finding your own strength.
Yes.
Sophie.
We're not at the top, we're out of time. We're the teleprompter. So let's continue the discussion on social media at our Facebook page, The Youth Zone, and Twitter page, we're at YouthZone242, or meet us in our interactive chat live at znsbahamas.com.
Well, don't go anywhere. Your TYZ News is up next after the break.
We may be young, but we're the next generation, and we're here to save our nation. At the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone.
Hi everybody, I'm Alexia Johnson.
And I'm Jose Etienne, and we're back with more exciting news. Carleton E. Francis held a special ceremony rewarding their students for their exceptional academic achievements. TY's reporter Emil Moss has that story.
On Thursday, October 22nd, Carleton E. Francis Primary School held a special assembly honoring 91 students for their excellent academic achievements. This assembly's theme was Blazing the Trail of Excellence in Pursuit of Academic Success, and the Reverend Christopher Roberts advised the entire student body to set high goals and work to achieve them. A highlight came from the school's special education unit. Despite only being in their second year, 2 students who entered the program illiterate received awards for their massive improvement. In addition to this, accolades were also given to those students who had ridden the Galat and received admirable scores. The prefects were pinned and congratulated formally for receiving their leadership positions. Reporting for TYZ, I'm Emil Moss.
Deaf Awareness Week was held in November. The annual event sensitizes the entire community of the successes and challenges facing the deaf and hearing impaired. There are 31 students currently enrolled at the Center for the Deaf, and its principal, Sandra Roll, says they are encountering some challenges with finding vocational programs for the children once they leave school.
The Bahamas has become synonymous for big parades and marches. Our young people love taking part. Recently, the Baptist March took place and there was a lot to see. TY's reporter Shanae Smith has those highlights.
The annual Baptist Day March was hosted recently. The march began at Town Center Mall and ended at Marathon. The march allowed churches the opportunity to parade floats representing their churches. Different church ministries, such as the church bands, played for the eager crowds that lined the streets. The purpose of the yearly march was to allow churches the opportunity to showcase themselves. Churches such as New Bethlehem Baptist, First Baptist, and Faith United were just a few of the churches present.
We also want to hear from you if you have news regarding our phenomenal youth. Well, that, my friends, is the news for this week. I'm Alexia Johnson.
And I'm Jose Etienne. Don't touch that remote.
Stay tuned for more Youth Zone after the break.
Save our nation. At the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone.
And we're back with another exciting season of learning to speak Mandarin, and our language coach Tanya McFall has some new and innovative lessons for us. Tanya?
你们好.
你们好.
All right. So, 我们开始吧. That means let's begin. So, for example, just now when I said 你们好, I was greeting all of you. And since it's only one person, it's only me, you would say?
你好.
Good.
Ni
You would
hao.
say 你好.
你好.
All right. So don't forget that. So today we're talking about time and date. Time and date is very important for persons when you're traveling, whether you're in a setting, birthday plans, or whatsoever it may be. All right. So let's go through our numbers again. Who can remember our numbers 1 through 12?
No.
E, R, San, S, Wu, Leo, Chi, Ba, Jiu, Shi. And that was 1 through 10. Now, if we want to say 11, we'll say Shi Yi.
Shi.
Right, so 10 plus 1.
One.
So that's 11. So 12 would be R. Good. Sure are. All right. So this would be the same practice that you have when we're talking about time. All right. So when we want to talk about time, if I want to say it's 1 o'clock, I would say EDN.
EDN.
Uh-huh. Good. If I want to say it's 3 o'clock, I'd say San Dien. Now, if I want to say it's 3:30, I would say San Dien Ban.
San Dien Ban.
Because ban literally means half. All right. So we talked about right, and also let's talk about the days of the week. It's very important. Okay. So when we want to talk about the days of the week, we would say for the first day in the calendar, in the Chinese calendar, is actually Monday. Okay. So we would say Xing Qi Yi.
Xing Qi Yi.
Okay. Tuesday would be Xing Qi Er.
Xing Qi Er.
And how would we say Wednesday?
Xing
Qi
Qi
San. Thursday would be Xing Qi Su. Friday would be Xing Qi Wu. Saturday would be Xing Qi Liu. So what are you noticing? It's a number pattern, right?
Yeah.
So everything repeats itself.
Yeah.
All right. So the only thing that changes would be Sunday. So Sunday would be Xing Qi Tian. Tian meaning heaven. So Sunday is actually heaven day.
Okay.
Right. Like so for us.
You're so brilliant.
So go to church, right? So let's go through the days of the week again. Monday would be Xing Qi Yi. Tuesday would be Xing Qi Er. Xing Qi San. Xing Qi Su. Xing Qi Wu. Xing Qi Liu. Xing Qi
Heaven.
Tian. Xing Qi Tian. All right. So I'm going to ask you a few questions to see who is paying attention. Okay? If I go to church on Sunday, how do we say Sunday in Chinese?
Xin Qian Tian.
Xing Qi Tian. Okay? Which day, if I'm going to ask you, which day do you go to the movies? What would you say?
Xing Qi Liu.
Xing Qi Liu or Xing Qi Wu. All right. Xing Qi Si. Some persons like to go on Thursdays. Okay.
So didn't know that was Thursday.
So our last.
I did know it was Thursday. I go on Thursday.
Our last question. Which day is the most hated day of the week?
Monday.
Monday.
Xing Qi Monday.
Xing Qi Yi. And that's our lesson for today. Sai Chen.
Sai Chen.
Xing Qi Monday. Xing Qi Monday. It's about that time for us to focus on encouraging entrepreneurship. That way you don't have to go to Ching Ching Monday. We call it Stripes of My Own Business.
I realized that I actually had my first business when I was about 13, 14. To whereby, like first I started off cutting the grass at the church. Then from walking the lawnmower from my house to the church, like my auntie used to stop go and cut my grass, and I found out to whereby on a weekly basis I had about five different yards I had to cut, and I was making about $25 a yard. Where I lived with my uncle, I went to BTB, I had to take up carpentry. And my uncle was a plumber. So when I was off from school, I worked alongside him with plumbing. and he also did road striping as a side business, and that's where I got my first taste in striping. I can remember it was an early Saturday morning. He wake me up, say, "Come on, we got a job to do." Went in the back of the yard and he pulled the canvas off of the small machine, and from then I just started asking questions what the machine does, and from there, like driving to the job site, me and him was talking about, and he said that, this is what I want to do. I want to develop a company and travel through the Bahamas doing striping. And for some reason that stuck with me. And after I moved to Nassau, I was working in the construction field as a professional carpenter. And at that particular time, the construction industry took a downturn. So I started to look for other ways to make a living. And that is when I heard about the government self-starter program. Started out with a $5,000 grant from the government self-starter program, where they was giving young persons between the ages of 18 to 30 up to $5,000 to help them get started in business. That's what got Bahamas Striping the grant funding, and I would say put the drive in me to want to pursue this particular goal that I had. What we seek to do here in Bahamas Striping is to give the guys a career, not just a job, and the overall goal is to one day that we have a group of young guys to go there and start their own business, whether it be a franchise in Bahamas Striping or whatever aspirations that they want to do. We train them on how to be punctual, how to respect the job, how to do proper time management, and so forth. So all of that helps to develop them as a better individual. I would definitely like to congratulate on Bahamas for this initiative. Any time where you are trying to voice new entrepreneurs within the Bahamian market, I think that is definitely an idea that should be supported on all levels. Definitely, when you look at enhancing the economy, enhancing the small business, with the driving force behind any economy, I definitely can congratulate that, and I'm actually happy to be a part of it, at least a spokesperson in the event, to inspire persons to actually want to own a part of their Bahamas. My name is Atario Mitchell, and I want you to own a part of your Bahamas.
We spoke about how the young people desires to have a voice. Well, this was the art form that God gave me to use to represent our youth of this nation to have a voice. So I wanted to create a platform where I can discover young people who are interested in the same art, where they too can find their voice.
And we're here to save our nation. At the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone. Save our nation. At the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone.
Welcome back, everyone. So what's happening in your school and what sets you apart from the rest? Well, every week we'll find out when we feature a different school, but this week we're featuring an organization.
That's right, and the organization is called Pen and Tongue. You may have heard about them before, but it's an interesting art form, and we're going to talk a little bit about that and see some of their wondrous displays of what they do. Please welcome the head of that organization, Lachey. How you doing, Lachey?
Yes,
So, tell us Pen and Tongue. What is it all about?
Okay, Pen and Tongue is a Christian poetry movement.
Oh, nice.
And basically, it's a platform where young persons like myself can come together and put on events like annually or every so often. Like every couple months, we put on an open mic, but in December, we started in 2013, and we have placed on an annual event every December where you incorporate poetry, rap, singing, dance, but the main focus is poetry.
Awesome. When is that going to be happening?
It's going to be happening on December 18th at Life Worship Center.
And of course, you're going to have people from, I understand, coming from overseas as well?
Yes, sir. We're actually featuring 3 poets from Freeport because the whole goal is I want it to be an organization that basically represents the gospel throughout the Caribbean. So what we're doing is starting from Nassau and Freeport, and we're building a brand.
I have a question about the open mic. Is it competition, or is it a way for youth to freely express themselves?
Okay, with Pen and Tongue, basically, at the annual event, you have myself and along with the hierarchy team that chooses the poets for that event. But with the open mic, it's open to the public to sign up. So that open mic section is actually called Words Unplugged.
Wow. So how do you get the inspiration? I mean, are you just inspired and you just start talking? I mean, where does it come from?
Well, funny that we talk about regrets today. So basically, to be honest, all of my pieces come from personal experiences. So that's my way of venting. And we spoke about how the young people desires to have a voice. Well, this was the art form that God gave me to use to represent our youth of this nation to have a voice. So I wanted to create a platform where I can discover young people who are interested in the same art where they too can find their voice.
Awesome.
Do you have any samples of?
I'm just about to tell you, listen, we can't wait any longer. Let's hear something.
On the spot. Let's go.
From me?
Hear from you first. We want to hear from her first, and then we can hear from somebody else. We hear from you.
You want a whole piece?
Yeah, give us a whole piece.
A sample?
It's not a freestyle, but I have a piece entitled Strengths.
Strengths?
Yeah. Trials come to make me strong. You believe you stronger because you took some bullets, 2 in your side but 1 in your back. But he took 3 nails, 1 piercing from one side to the next, along with lashes upon his back. See, my Lord, he died for me. Christ died and he came alive in me. So where my strength comes from he, you only got you, but I got he who's within me, who's greater and powerful too. So you believe your strength come from the gym, from lifting weights, but I gain my strength just by seeking his face, one that can outlast any and every energy drink, as the streams of living water flows from within with my mustard seed faith that can move any mountain. See, we try to do it all from the physical, but I tell you my strength is greater because I do it all from the spiritual. Until I tried it in my own strength and realized it's impossible, until I had to put God to the test and I was able to witness the supernatural. 2 Corinthians 4:18. My strength isn't dependent on what's temporary, but rather eternal. No bulletproof vest can safeguard me from the enemy's proposal. So I have to put on my full armor from Ephesians 6. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Get from head to toe, covered in my anointed armor. Touch not his anointed. Even if I had to walk through the valleys of the shadow of death, I will camouflage with the appointed. Angels on assignments guiding my steps. See, I'm not concerned about clicks or even having an entourage. If he can use 300 men from Gideon's army, that just goes to show you a lot about my God. I said, I'm not concerned about clicks or even having an entourage. If he can use 300 men from Gideon's army, that just goes to show you a lot about my God. The same one who allowed a little boy to kill a giant, or the same one to save a teenager from the mouth of a lion. See, we misinterpret our strengths by the amounts of pain received. Taking 20 tattoos cannot compare to me dying to my flesh daily. For he's my strength, and his strength is made perfect in my weakness. And if you would just eat this, 1 Corinthians 9:24-27, on what you have worked so hard to attain is considered irrelevant if his strength is wrapped up in whom you're seeking. I said, he's my strength, and his strength is made perfect in my weakness. And if you would just eat this, 1 Corinthians 9:24-27, and what you have worked so hard to attain is considered irrelevant if your strength isn't wrapped up in whom you're seeking.
Oh, that blew my mind!
Wow.
Record that!
Wow.
Can I have a suggestion when you have these open mics and stuff? You know, when poetry, when we click for when something's like really
Amen.
good, can we bring in like a fire? like spin fire?
Yeah, because I catch that fire.
Man.
So that's what that was. I heard them say a fire, but I wasn't sure. I thought they knew my name, which was actually Sapphire. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's actually awesome. Tell us where this event is happening again, one last time.
Okay, this event will be at Life Worship Center. It's actually in Palmdale, directly across the street from McDonald's in the Wong's Plaza downstairs.
All right, so of course people want to be a part of that. You want to hit them up, you're on Facebook, tell them where they can find you.
We're on Facebook, Pen, the and sign, tongue, or if you want to do Facebook / Pen and Tongue 242, Instagram, Pen and Tongue 242, Twitter, Pen and Tongue 242, YouTube, Pen and Tongue 242. So, yeah.
It's going to be awesome. We're also going to be featuring one artist what do you call it? Spoken wordist? What do you call them?
Spoken word artist.
Spoken wordist. We're going to be featuring
cooler.
one every week on the Youth Zone during our commercial break
Yes.
segments. It's going to be awesome. And so you want to make sure, stay tuned every week in the Youth Zone leading up to their event for that. Thank you so much for being a part.
Thank
so
you.
much for being a part.
Fire,
Stay with
fire,
us.
fire.
Our artist of the week is up next. He is hot. He, of course, is a major international winner, Sammy Starr. We'll tell you more about him right after the break.
Star the Sammy.
I wear makeup a lot. And not just any type of makeup, the expensive kind. Ladies, you know the one. It's just 3 little letters. M-A-C? No, see, it's more like G-O-D. See, he is the foundation. Not only do I wear him, but I stand firm on him. See, it says so in 1 Corinthians 3, verse 11. For no foundation can be laid other than that which is already laid, which is Jesus Christ. It's not my Clinique, Black Opal, or MAC concealer, but he is discovered girl revealer. See, he makes my flaws less of me, and more of him is what he allows others to see. And no, Christ is not my Chanel Coco Rouge lipstick, but his words stick on my lips. And if you like this blush that I'm rocking, well, it's called a blush of my Father. See, we were all created in his own image and his own likeness, but we get so caught up into airbrushing our eyebrows to take selfies and put them on Instagram that we forget all about the blood that dripped from Jesus' brow as he died unselfishly on the cross for every boy, woman, girl, and man. And we get so caught up into making up our faces to put them on the pages of a book without a cover. I'm gonna say it again. We get so caught up into making up our faces to put them on the pages of a book without a cover. Truth is, if you take the C out of Facebook and out of K, you get fake book. So you could choose to die to live for likes on Facebook or try to live for likes in God's book. See, Facebook can only update your status, but hashtag God can upgrade your status. So how about we start by making up our hearts the way that we make up our faces? And that's by applying our foundation first, God. So yeah, like I said, I wear makeup a lot.
Let us save our nation. At the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone.
The influence of music. Am I what I listen to?
So I think the emphasis should be put on what artists you listen to and what they represent.
The gunman song, and all I'm saying is
everybody listen to the gunman song.
Yes, sir.
What you expect me to think about you if you listen to Vibes Cartel?
Man, I was watching.
Vibes Cartel, that's promoting an atmosphere of jungle-lessness, ratchetness, and just not, it ain't cute, it ain't
Well,
you can actually put messages, information at a non-audible level, and you can actually influence an individual through that information.
Basically, that's a popular song. That's down for my black men.
Okay.
No. What you do now? If I kill it, take it out.
Well, it's been great hanging with you. Hit us up on Twitter at YouthZone242, Facebook, The Youth Zone,
Or email us at youthzone242@zednessbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
Well, finally on the show, our artist of the week is the winner of the first Bahamas Sankanu Carnival Song Competition. He's a popular male recording artist doing some big things. Please welcome to the Youth Zone, Sammy Starr. See you next week, everyone.
Woo! Put it in the air. Hey. Oh, no. Star again. Everybody just snap. Put your hands in the air and snap. Get on the road and snap. Walk, snap, walk and just snap. Walk, snap, walk. I want to just start to dancing. Everybody, let's go, let's start grooving. Feel the vibe, the sunlight is shining. Take over the road, no more jiving. Let's walk up. Let them know that we ain't playing. Let's start to jump. let's jump. Don't stop from nighttime until the sun up, sun up, sun up. Everybody, let's go. Walk up, walk up. Here we go, here we go. I said all I wanna do is let loose and live in this moment with you. I said that all I wanna do is let loose and live in this moment with you. So everybody just snap, 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 snap. Lift your finger and snap, 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 snap. Get on the road and snap, walk, snap, walk, snap, walk, snap, walk, and just snap, walk, snap, walk, snap. Hey! If you're feeling a sensation, if the rhythm is just making you lose your mind, everyone keep dancing, everyone keep grooving, everyone keep moving. Everybody walk up, let them know that we ain't playing. Let's start to jump, let's jump. Don't stop from nighttime until the sun up, sun up, sun up. Everybody let's go walk up, walk up. Here we go, here we go. I said all I wanna do is let loose and live in this moment with you. I said that all I wanna do is let loose and live in this moment with you. Here we go. So everybody just snap, 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 snap. Lift your finger and snap, 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 snap. Jump in the road and snap, walk, snap, walk, snap, walk, snap, walk, and just snap, walk, snap, walk. Let's go again. Come. Everybody just snap, 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 snap. Lift your finger and snap, 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 snap. Get in on the road and snap, walk, snap, walk, snap, walk, snap, walk, and just snap, walk, snap, walk. Eh, 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 aye. Just that. Ah, la 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 la. La 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 la.